Hello, Chris.
Hi Eddie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's good to have you on Ryde channel. Ryde channel is a YouTube channel dedicated to cars and bikes.
Okay.
And we are starting from Ghana,
Right.
and hopefully we are going to spread to Nigeria and to the rest of Africa.
Fantastic.
There's no way I can do People and Rides, which tries to bring guys who have rides that they really like. I know you are a proper motorhead.
Yes,
You
I
have
am
bikes, you have cars. Your business is all about cars and bikes, and that you are a proper motorhead. So I can't do this without coming to see you. Okay, so it's a very good opportunity and a great time for us to come and visit you, talk about cars, talk about bikes, talk about this special ride. Okay,
so I'm always happy to talk to you guys when it comes to cars.
Yes. All right, guys. So this is Chris Kusi. Chris, introduce yourself. Tell us what you do.
Well, the name is Chris Kusi, also known as the Autochecker.
Autochecker.
Okay, so everyone on social media knows me as Autochecker.
Yeah.
And basically, what I do now is we restore vehicles. So we take a vehicle and take it back to its original state, i.e. in the condition in which it came out of the factory. And in some instances, we try and improve on what the factory did.
Yeah.
So we would cover things like old vintage cars, classic cars, and we would also do modern cars as well. You know, new stuff. We also cover collision damage repairs, a little bit of customization, and then restoration as well.
Do you do tuning?
To a certain extent, yes. So we do usually things that you can get off the shelf. But we don't get too involved into the software and electronics of the cars. We don't modify the engine to that point, no. But if our clients do ask for that, we always have somebody who can take care of that for us.
All right. Tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into cars.
Wow. I'm actually an artist by profession, so I'm a graphic designer by profession. It all started when I was a kid. The biggest influence was from my father. My father would always talk about cars when we were growing up as kids. We would always have debates and a few, quizzes on cars, manufacturers, engine capacity, all that sort of thing. And then when I was in school, I took up art and graphic communication. I enjoyed drawing cars. So in my spare time in class, I'll be drawing cars. So I've always had a love for cars. And then fast forward after school, I start working professionally as a graphic designer. And then that didn't go too well. So I decided to revisit my first love, which is cars. But then it wasn't just cars. It was about bringing my two passions together. So the creativity side, which is the art, and then the car. So bringing all of that together. To what we're doing now. So the business actually started as a detailing business.
A detailing business?
Yes, a detailing business. Right under this tree. This is where I
started working. Abrafocati tree.
It is indeed, yes. So my friends would give me their cars to detail. It started on a very casual basis. So I'll take people's cars for a couple of days, 3 days, 4 days, sometimes a week. And detail the cars to the best of my ability, and then these cars will go back to the owners. The owners will be very happy with the result. Then I was getting a lot of recommendations. Friends of friends will say, "Oh, take your car to Chris. You sort you out. You make your car look good." Then it started becoming very serious. So I decided, no, let me take some time out. Let me train properly to do this well. So I jumped on a plane, went back to England. Spent some time with a detailing firm, and I learned everything that I knew there. But that was just the formal training. It didn't end there. So coming back to Ghana, I realized also that our set of problems here are totally different from the detailing problems they have out there. They have quite good climates, the average car is being cleaned maybe once a week, twice a week at best. But here, some cars get washed 2 times a day. It means there's more damage, more superficial damage on the car, and these cars end up being painted. And once a car is painted at the time by the type of sprayers that were out there, they made the car look a lot worse. So I had to quickly learn about refinishing cars. So painting, paint correction. I had to learn quite a lot about paint. And so that's when the painting of the cars came in. Now I always looked at what everybody else was doing, and it was always my intention, my deliberate intention to improve on what everybody else was doing. And not just everybody else in Ghana, but anybody else anywhere in the world, to see what they're doing and try and improve on what people are doing. So this ambition took me to places like Las Vegas. I went to SEMA and many of the other motor shows to see what other people were doing out there, because I'd gotten to the point where nothing in Ghana was impressing me. So I had to go out there and see what other people are doing and see if I can better that. So that's where SEMA, my yearly visit to SEMA, came into play. So I'd go every year, see what other people are doing, come to Ghana, try and replicate it, or even try and do better if I could. And so that's how auto jewelling became a household name, because
and Autochecker also became a household name.
Yes, I mean it took me by surprise, but today the market has opened up. A lot more people understand the idea of paint correction, repainting, refinishing cars. So it's an easier sell now. So many of my friends also have gone into the industry. And and I'm actually happier that we now have more people doing it, because it makes it a lot easier to explain to people what you do, because everybody now understands the concept and the culture of car maintenance, cosmetic car maintenance.
All right. Okay. Chris, we came purposely to have a feel of your special ride. We know you have a plethora of rides, okay, but we have one special ride. Okay. So let's just dive into it. We'll do a casual walkthrough of the cars, then we'll focus on your special ride. Tell us about the cars.
That one here, the Cayenne Turbo S, it's special to me. Actually, everything here is special. I tend to go for the models that are rarer, the models that are unique.
A collectible?
Yes, you could say collectible, but I prefer these ones because they tend to be the manufacturer's showcase of their best engineering. That is why I end up with some of these high-end models. Yes, I mean, I can't afford the very new ones, so I'd buy the older ones, the ones that are depreciated well enough that I can afford to buy, but I'll always look in the top tier. So
the thing is that you have the eye, so you can look out for diamond in the rough.
Not just that, it's just the cars are released, you dream about them, you can't afford them, you wait 10 years, then you buy them.
Exactly. So we have the Cayenne Turbo S.
Yes, so the Cayenne Turbo S is a top shelf item for Porsche in the SUV range. So it sits on top of the Cayenne Turbo. So this one has everything thrown at it. It has the bigger turbos, the bigger intakes, the extra power. So it's everything. They could put into that car.
Have you done any improvement to it?
They came with body colored wheels, but on this one I painted the wheels black to match with actually satin black,
yes,
to match with the other black accents on the car. Yeah, so that's about all that I've done to it.
No power
just yet. There are plans for that, but I'm still trying to figure out what type of performance upgrade I'm going to go with. and I've also done the stereo upgrade.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Right.
that's for that. But 550 horsepower is enough.
Is it enough?
You may not want to put any more than that.
I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah.
Probably maybe a sports exhaust to make it shout a little bit.
Yes, yeah, maybe that.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe that.
All right, then next to that.
Next to that is a Mercedes CL65 AMG. Again, top shelf item for Mercedes-Benz. This is the V12 of the AMG. So most AMGs you see out there would be a V8. Now they have the V6s and then
and even the
4 cylinders.
Yeah.
But the V12 was a top shelf item for Mercedes-Benz. So there was the CL63 or the S63, which everyone knows, but most people didn't know about the 65. So that is a V12 bi-turbo, makes north of 600 horsepower.
Wow.
But this particular one is knocking on the door of 700 horsepower.
What?
Yes, it was tuned by the previous owner.
Okay.
And it's had quite a lot of work done to it.
Wow. Great. Okay. Nice. So go to the next one.
Next car here we have is the Audi S4. So that is my daily driver.
That's your daily driver.
It ticks all the boxes, you know. Great stereo, small enough size, easier to drive around, not too expensive to run. And it blends in quite well. You know, if you're not the showy type of person, that's the sort of car you want, and the performance is all there.
I mean, I think that your selection of cars can easily get under the radar.
Yes,
except for those
the average person. If you know what you're looking for,
exactly.
Yeah, they will stick out for you.
Yeah.
But most people in Ghana, especially, follow cars because of its status.
Yeah.
Okay, so for instance, you see people driving around in Land Cruisers, not because they want to go off-road, but it's a status symbol for them.
Yeah.
The true car enthusiasts will see some of these cars and identify them and would figure out what they are.
Yeah.
So every now and then you get the odd person who would figure out what it is and give you a thumbs up or give you a nod. Yeah. So, and I prefer it that way.
Okay, cool. The next one?
Next one is a Honda S2000, which I bought, in a non-running condition. It was a terrible condition. So
you rebuilt it.
S2000, a very special car, top shelf item for Honda in its day. You know,
it has a cult following.
Yes, huge following.
And I think there's been an announcement a couple of weeks ago that they are bringing it back.
Yes, they have to, because this car was immensely successful for Honda, and it's probably one of the most fun drives I have amongst all the cars here.
It's actually on my bucket list.
You
actually have 2 cars here that are on my bucket list.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which ones?
The S2000 is one of them. Actually, I've spoken to you about the S2000 before. Yes. And I mean the Porsche Turbo. I mean,
Now, the S2000 is probably the most fun car I've ever owned. You know, it's a right size, right weight, rear-wheel drive, front engine, high revving. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. As I'm getting older, you know, the top-end speed doesn't really do much for me now. Yeah, so low down torque, high revving, like you said, also not a bad idea. And, you know, canyon driving, that sort of thing.
Yeah. All right. Then I can see, an American favorite in the corner.
Yes, that's an interesting story. So that's the Mustang Cobra.
Yeah. Super Snake.
No, this is not a Super Snake. It was actually nicknamed the Terminator.
Yeah, the Terminator. That is the name. That is the name.
Because when it was released, it beat all its competitors at the time. So it was nicknamed the Terminator. If you look on it, it has a badge on it that says Terminator. I went to the States once, and I was, walking down a beach road, and I heard an engine rev, and the sound of that thing was just too much. And I said to myself, no, I've got to get one of these. So I went close, I figured out what it was, and since then I had been looking for one of them, and I found one in Texas somewhere, bought it, sent it to a company in South Carolina called Pro Dyno, and they took this car up to 750 horsepower.
Wow.
At the crank.
That's crazy.
It's
It's mad.
Yeah.
I actually have a video of this car doing donuts,
Yes,
at the
yes,
Independence
yes.
Square. I mean, that day was epic,
It
man.
was famous for that. Most
Yeah.
people didn't know what it was. And when they saw that car, they was like,
What is that?
The same reaction I had when I first saw this car.
Okay, so we go on to today's ride.
Okay.
Yes, which is right behind us.
Okay.
Tell us what it is.
It's a 2001 Porsche 911 Turbo.
Oh, okay.
Again, an interesting story behind this. I first saw this car about maybe 12 years ago.
Okay.
And it belonged to an old man. And I fell in love with the car. I would go to this man's house and beg him to sell the car for me. He wouldn't sell the car.
He wouldn't mind you.
he loved the car so much. And one day he took the car for a drive, and the car scared the hell out of him. And he decided, no, I'm too old for this sort of thing. I don't want to die now. And he called me and said, look, do you still want the car? I was like, yeah, I want the car. So I bought the car off him.
Okay, all right. What about this car, I mean, interests you so much or made you fall in love with this car?
The performance.
Okay.
The performance is all-wheel drive, turbocharged, reliable. If you don't know what you're looking for, again, it's hard to tell the difference between this and
the other
a regular Carrera. And the handling is good.
Sublime.
Yeah, really, really good handling.
Okay. Right.
But if I had to choose, I'll take the S2000 over the Porsche.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The S2000 is like a go-kart.
Oh, okay. This Porsche, this 911 comes after the air-cooled ones, right?
Yeah, so the 996 model came after the 993. The 993 marks the end of the air-cooled engines.
Yeah. I mean, you've been in cars and bikes for a long time. I mean, I know for bikes you are a proper Ducatisti. You like your Ducatis. I know you've done a few BMWs here and there.
Yeah.
I know you've been eyeing the MT10 Yamaha. Yes. What would you say has been your worst car or bike moment?
It's hard to answer this question. Because every car that I drive or every car that I own has a unique relationship.
Yeah.
There are some cars, like some of my Ducatis, were unreliable.
Yeah.
But you could forgive the unreliability of the bike.
Of the bike or the car.
Because of the way they look,
Exactly.
the way they ride, the way they make you feel when they're working right. The ownership experience for a Ducati is like it's like being in a relationship with a supermodel.
A supermodel, exactly.
They look good, but they require a lot of maintenance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what has been your best car or bike moment?
Oof.
I know you have many, but what will account for like the top?
Top Mazda RX-7.
Yeah, RX-7.
Yeah, FD2S.
Oh, okay.
So this was a third generation Mazda RX-7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Again, another heartbreaker, but when the car runs, high revving, turbocharged rotary engine.
Yeah. We actually have an episode of People Rydes featuring that famous RX-7.
Yes. Please go for a drive in that car.
It's in a good hand, and the gentleman loves it, and he's showing it a lot of love.
Yeah. Nice car.
All right. I mean, it's been a good time talking to you. But before that, what do you plan to do to upgrade this car? Have you done any upgrades already?
Yes, we have. So what is running right now is it's a DCAT exhaust system. So it's got headers, DCAT system, short shifter. Internals of engine is standard. The tune on the engine is standard. But I deleted the standard turbo spoiler, and it now has a GT2 spoiler on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see it's a bit bigger.
Yeah, so this gives it a lot more downforce. With a standard car, it feels a little bit light at the front and a bit dancey at high speed. But with this spoiler, the car is
very
planted.
stable. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what I've done to it now. In the future, I'm considering giving an extra 100 horsepower.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Some downpipes?
Well, it's a straight through exhaust.
Okay, so you're just doing
yes,
a tune.
headers, yes, catalyst system.
Okay.
So yes, a tune that would just give us an extra 100 horsepower.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you, Eddie. Thanks for having me.
Yes, I know we're going to do another episode and talk about other things.
You're always welcome.
I want to say thank you.
Thanks
and
for
it's been good having you on the show.
All right, likewise.
All right.
Okay, take care and enjoy the rest of your
day.
All
right, thank you. Bye. All right, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the Ryde channel. This is where it's at. If you want the best in automotive content, this is where you have to tune into. All right, thank you, and bye-bye.
Not too bad for a 19-year-old car, is it?
More than adequate. I like it. There's a car that makes you work, the transmission changing through the gears,
The manual transmissions have become more popular now.
Yes. They become very desirable.
Yeah, those who are looking for a 996 turbo tend to go with a manual.
I mean, even the price difference, if you have this on an auction house, the price difference between the DSG and the manual is huge. Because now everybody is calling for the manuals.
Everybody wants to have
BMW announced that they were going to kill all their manual transmissions just to turn around.
People just don't know how to.
Yeah. But
I must also say that the automatic transmission have gotten a lot better now.
Exactly. Especially with the BMW torque converter automatics.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's doing even better than the double clutch.
Yeah, the new ZF transmission, the 8-speed ZF transmissions are quite impressive.
You can take off the doors, you can take off the windscreen, It's like the car has about 4 or 5 different personalities. And that's what the Defender was known for and was popular for. But now they've taken away all that.
You see, what we need to understand is why the Defender was built in the first place. It was primarily built as an agricultural vehicle and became a military type vehicle. So it's supposed to be a no frills sort of concept. But as automotive fashion goes, it became popular and gained a big following. But unfortunately, because of regulations, those cars were not practical. They couldn't have been built anymore. And most of them didn't have airbags. They lacked so many things that required a modern manufacturer to be put in the car. So that is why the accident.
I would have preferred, redoing it in a manner that you can put all the modern safety features in it.
It's maybe not easy. Look at the G-Wagon. Mercedes has really struggled.
Yeah, but they have done well because it still captures the essence of a bit more of the essence of the original G-Wagon than the Defender.
I must say they've done a very good job of it to to try to keep its originality.
Yeah,
but it's still a box on wheels.
Yeah.
So your thoughts? What do you think?
This guy is something else. I think that this is one of the things that once you bite it, you don't want to go for any other thing.
Right.
And thanks so much. I enjoyed.
Thanks for having me as well.